We saw Donovan Mitchell with a 71-point game. Giannis had a career high with 55 last night. I think Joel Embiid in the beginning, earlier in the year, what did he have? I think he had like 59, right? So we've seen a lot of individuals scoring feats. Does that say something about the defense is minimal? And also because we're seeing so many of it now, does it devalue a player scoring as many points now? Because it's becoming so common. Because it's becoming so common. Like, that's a fair question. Mike.
I'm gonna disagree with the fellas. Yeah.
Wow. So it's devaluing it. You're devaluing it for you.
Because you listen, we say as a general rule, 50 is 50. But I ain't gonna lie. When I heard Giannis have 55, I was like, okay. Like Donovan Mitchell just had 71. like Donovan Mitchell just had 71. Luka had 60 last week. Like Luka had 52. Like,
so the standard's no longer 55. Now we're raising it to.
Look, I was looking at something crazy the other day. Like, I think it said in the past 10 years, we've had more 20-point per game scorers than in the past 10 years. So once the scoring went up by the teams, it was going to go up by individuals. We all remember James Harden year when he got all those numbers. It did. I probably remember saying it here. It did kind of feel like, all right. And I think part of that is I'm a little bit jaded because I think being an older NBA fan, it's like, all right, well, let me see you do that in the playoffs. Like, I guess I'm being consumed by the media and them making.
But you know what? Hold on. But to that point, though, Mike, Donovan Mitchell was on NBA Today, and they asked him something about that, and he said, the scoring is great. Or they asked him about that in his MVP candidacy, and he said that's great, but 71 is great, but I lose, it doesn't mean anything. The team accolade, the team accolade means more than the 71-point feat. And as far as the MVP, Andres, what was your point? What were you gonna say?
Bro, like the three of you are older than me, right? Averaging 30 back in the day, you were looked at like a demigod. Like, it used to be like you were like one of them. You know what I mean? So like, I don't mean to turn this into a Melo slander fest, Zig, but like when Melo averaged 29 back in 2013, everyone looked at it like, holy shit, he averaged 29. You know what I mean? But like now it's like 28, like that's it. Like 27, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy that you can average 30 points per game now and not win a scoring title. That's why scoring titles are irrelevant when you're comparing two players.
And to the first part of my question,
hold. He always goes too far. That's it.
Hold on 1 second. Zig. So the first part of my question is: the defense in the NBA lacking, or is it just that the scoring is just that much better?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we've seen what the NBA has done to the defense over the years. Mike alluded to the fact that he's an old-time NBA fan. I'm not older than Mike, but I do remember watching if you were around and watched the NBA on NBC, you knew about defense. You know what I mean? You remember watching the Knicks, you get the Knicks-Miami matchup, then you get a Seattle matchup, West Coast or a Laker, Kings, something like that. Pacers. You remember watching those Pacers, Knicks. You remember watching that, and the defense was, stout. Now there's all these rules that allow the players to kind of open up. There's no more hand checking. We still talk about that to this day. Everything is open. And then on top of that, too, the players, the three-point ball is so big time now in today's NBA game, where if you watch that game where Donovan had 71, I think he pulled up from the center of the three-point line. He pulled up 14 times and made 7.
All jumpers. All jumpers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All jumpers. Everything is threes now. You look at Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is stepping back, taking threes. Giannis is, straight through the paint, dominating people. That's why Mike can sit back and say, like, 55 points, that's cute, whatever. You know what I mean? But you go
back. Bro, he's not even laughing.
I know it's listen. Listen, I can't admit that I probably sound stupid. Like, I can't admit that.
But
it sounds silly. Like, it sounds
what am I? No, Mike. But you see, Ricardo's in the comments and he said, 50 ain't what it used to be. Just like hitting half a court shot ain't special anymore. Triple doubles weren't really impressive for a while. The milestones aren't so rare anymore. So by default, they don't know what it's one set.
I get all of that, but to me,
but 50 is 50, man.
But that's what I'm about to say. To me, at the end of the day, you get a triple double, a big time triple double, like what Luka is doing, or you get 50 plus. I'm giving you respect for that because not everybody in the league is doing that.
We stopped giving respect for triple doubles though, by the way, because we did.
It started to diminish. He was doing it
because Russ did it. We stopped giving people credit. We're like, okay, that's it. Like, what does that really mean?
Carl, part of the reason is what Donovan Mitchell said about his game. Part of the reason was Russ was doing it and losing. So at some point, it's like, all right, you're getting. Listen, Kenny Smith talked about the looter and the riot. We all, if you're old enough to remember what that term means, it means you get numbers and lose. So at some point, we started looking at Russ's triple-double and was like, okay, that's incredible, but like you're losing all the time. You're losing, you're getting traded.
They weren't losing all the time though, Mike.
No, the first year it was a 70% win percentage. From that point on, it cratered. They wasn't winning when he was doing it. He was just getting it.
I mean, but as far as the entertainment factor, it's entertaining for the fans to watch these incredible feats, for them to see this happen.
Carl, one of my friends said 50 is the new 30. I couldn't stop laughing, man. Like,
Donovan Mitchell just had 71, bro.
It's like, a fair point. If you honestly though, it really is. Like, you can't deny it. It is though, because anytime you turn your TV, like NBA TV, like, it's just a historic night this night. It's just like, oh my god,
that's fire though.
Look at the example. It's fire, but look at the example. Friday, they had 5 dudes that scored 43. Sunday, they had 5 dudes score 43. Like, you're seeing people get big numbers all the time. So it starts to taint it, especially Zig just beautifully laid it out. The defense is not the same. So it's easier to.
I'm in the middle, let me say this. Honestly.
Let me ask this question now. So let me ask this to kind of wrap the segment up. Does it help or hurt the league?
Oh, it helps.
Let me tell you something. Stat penning gets you paid. I'm gonna say it helps.
It helps.
Of course. Of course it helps.
It helps the league.
It helps the league. People don't want to see defense anymore. People want to see score the ball. People like to see these stats.
So before we move on to the next topic, most 30-point games: Luka 27, Shai 21, Giannis 20, Embiid 19, Tatum 19, KD and Mitchell 17, and Steph, who hasn't played in 9 games, has 16.
Well, thank you.
So think about that.
That's why I love having you on the panel, man. We need to give
eight different players have scored 30 or more points in 15 different games this season.
Now, when was the last time that happened? You had to. That probably has never happened.
Never. This is the first time ever. I dig through every statistic. It happens at the end of the year. But we're like not even 40 games in. We're not even halfway through a season.